What's going on, everyone? Diogo Tardini here for The Weekend Filmmaker. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I'm having a great weekend despite the fact that yesterday my car broke down and I waited for 4 hours, 3 blocks away from my house, and then I was rescued. So today I want to speak very quickly about lighting. Lighting is really complex. Once I worked with a gaffer, they said understanding lighting is understanding how you shape the light and not only how you use the light. That's a really good approach. If you think about shaping the light the way that you want, you can get pretty much any sort of mood or any environment that you like. So shaping the light is a good way of thinking about understanding lighting. Right, as I said, this is not a comprehensive lighting tutorial. It's just a simple way for you to learn how to light perhaps your vlog or your interviews, something very quick. I'm not talking about stops or ratio or anything like that because that gets really complicated. But if you think about lighting in a simpler way, I think you can get away with a lot less than you would expect. I'm a big fan of soft light, as plenty of people are. The bigger the light that you have, the bigger source that you have. I actually touched mine here. The bigger source that you have, the softer it will be. The closer that it is to your subject, the softer it will be. All these different things that I'm sure most of you are familiar with, they're already there. Great. But I've got 3 different lighting setups that can be done very quickly and on a small budget as well, because that's really important. Right, the first one, I'm not going to even touch anything. That's basically the one that we're using at the moment. I've got an aperture 120D here, pretty much like, I'd say 40 centimeters away from my face. It's right here, 45 degrees shining on me. So that's the first one. And the second light is the backlight that you can see there. Just a tungsten, kind of around 32 Kelvin in the background to just give that cliche separation between me and the background. So that's our first setup light, which is simple, super quick, and you don't need much. You can use cheap LED lights for that. You can just gel is pretty cheap, so you can buy gel and then just literally gel your LED light. If it's 3200, you can make it 5600. If it's 5600, you can make 3200. You may lose some power there, but to be honest, it should be fine just for a background light. Sometimes people do use as a hair light. It really depends on what you're after, but yeah, so 2 light setup. That's this one at the moment. So the third one is I think most famous for interviews, pretty much anything that it comes to corporate, which is the 3-point lighting setup. That's basically pretty much the same thing that we have here with the 2 lights. So you've got your key, normally 45 degrees, 30 to 45 centimeters higher than your subject. And then you have your background light, or you have a hair light. So then you again, you keep the shape on your subject. Normally around here. Sometimes it can be in shot. Sometimes people prefer not to have in shot, like the light stand. It all depends. If it's something quirky and you want it, like for example, you're interviewing people from a rock band or whatever, it's actually cool to see the light in the background, but not many people actually like it. And then you have a fill light. For example, I don't use a fill light here. As you can see, this side of my face is darker because I don't have a fill light. I don't think I need. I actually quite like this look. However, if you are doing a corporate film, for example, you're filming a CEO and all these different directors, it's good to actually have the whole face lit properly. So you have your key light here. You may have a background light, whichever it is. Perhaps it could be a window. It could be, you choose it. And then your fill light will be probably a bit further than your key light is. So pretty much the same direction, but opposite, and then facing exactly the same direction, normally 45 degrees, a bit higher than your subject is, 30 to 45 centimeters higher. And then you have here, and then you can fill this part here. But I'm not gonna use a fill light, but an example for you that you don't need a third light, I'm using a 5:1 reflector. I'm just gonna squeeze it here, 1 second. So I'm just gonna put in shot for you to have an idea first. So we have it, well, close. You see the difference here. Let me see here. That you see how much it shines on this area here. So you have, this is pretty close because my key light is not as strong, but it's just to give you an idea that you can do it. You can be further and out of the shot. So you see that it still shines a little bit here, and it helps to give this part of my face here, a bit of light, a bit of fill. That's pretty much the 3-point lighting setup. So again, without the reflector, with the reflector, it's just a tiny bit of detail, but it's really important if you do want to light your subjects properly. So this is the 3-point lighting setup. And the last one, I decided to have something creative, and the viewers cannot see your subject. Perhaps it's someone who doesn't want to be identified and you just want to have some shape, basically the silhouette of the person. There is plenty of ways that you can do this. The way that I'm going to show you here is really simple. It's using one light only, and I think that is actually quite cool if you can do that. Normally people do change voices as well as hide their identity. So here is the way. So in this case, I'm using only my background light. I turned off my key light. That's how much you can see of my face. Normally what happens is, obviously the furthest that you move from the background, the less lit your subject will be. So if we were to move further away, so take the camera and move further away, and I block all the natural light that is coming in the room, literally you can see only my silhouette, and that's quite helpful if you want to hide that person's identity for a documentary or a short film, or if you just want to be creative and have fun with lighting and you have only one light. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed and liked the video. If you did, make sure you click on the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share with your friends, and I will see you tomorrow for another video.